Let's take a look at how to take a math test online, specifically for elementary statistics. So I'm just going to click on the practice exam here from Blackboard, and I just want to show you a couple of possible questions that you will see in this course. So notice in question one, you've got the question there, and then there are three parts. The first thing that you want to do in your answer box is to go ahead and type out the parts. So notice I'm typing A, B, and C. This is to remind you that there are three parts and also makes it easier for me to grade. So in part one, it wants you to state the null and alternative hypothesis. You'll learn about this in chapter 8, but let's say I want to write the null hypothesis as H0, and let's assume that the answer is that the sample proportion is equal to 0.25. So here I'm just using my keyboard and typing out my answer. But you can also just use words. So for example, if you just want to write out the null hypothesis, okay, and you can abbreviate is that P is equal to 0.25, you can do that as well. But I highly recommend that you get used to using this button here. So if you follow my mouse, it's the button that looks like the square root sign. When you click on that, it brings up this math type tablet. And what this allows you to do is it allows you to write math symbols. So you can see here you've got like a fraction bar, square root sign, superscript, subscript, and then one that you'll use often is the tab that's got all the Greek letters. So you have mu, which is your population mean, sigma, population standard deviation, etc. So I'm just going to go back to this first tab here, and I'm going to type in H. So H, and I want to do sub-zero, which is how we write the notation for the null hypothesis. And then notice I'm typing using my keyboard here, but I'm typing inside that math type tablet, okay? And then when you press OK, you'll see that the answer will pop up right there. So there it is right there. If you notice that you make a mistake, what you can do is, and you're using this square root symbol to do the math type, just double click on it. It's going to bring the screen back up, and then you can make any edits. So let's say now I also want to add that the alternative hypothesis, so that's H sub 1, is that the sample proportion is less than, so I want to get the less than symbol. So I don't want less than or equal to. So let's click on some tabs here. So here I can choose the less than sign, 0.25, and then press OK. And then you'll see it's edited my answer. So this is really nice. It's a quick way to type in your answer using those math symbols, etc. I always ask that students show their work. So for question B, I can just say that I use my calculator and that I use the function 1 proportion z test and got a test stat of z equals negative 1.83. So again, I'm just using my keyboard here to type. But again, if you want to, instead of using your keyboard, let's practice using that math type. So let's say that I'm using this function on my calculator, normal CDF. I can write negative 1 E99, comma negative 1.83, comma 0, comma 1 is equal to 0.034. Okay. And then I just realized that, oops, this is the answer to part C, not part B. So again, I'm going to double click on that. I'm just going to press copy on my computer. I'm going to delete this, and then I'm going to paste it. Oops. Okay, so notice that you can't just copy and paste. So that's my mistake. I'm going to just have to retype that. Okay. So normal CDF, and then negative 1 E99, negative 1.83, comma 0, comma 1 is equal to 0.034. Okay. All right, so again, like I said, there are some Greek symbols under that little square root button. So a couple of Greek symbols here, like let's say, for example, I want to show that the population mean mu is equal to, I'm making up a number here, 0.5, 0.5, okay? You can type it like that, or you can actually just type out the word mu is equal to 0.5. So you've got several options for how you can type your answer, okay? All right, let's take a look at question 2. So question 2 again has multiple parts. So I'm going to go ahead and write down A and B to remind myself that there are 2 parts. And you'll learn about this in chapter 10, but I'm going to just practice using that square root sign again. It wants me to write the regression line. So here, the regression line is y hat. So I'm clicking on this symbol here. And then here I can see that I've got several different symbols. So here's my y hat. And I want to show that y hat is equal to 10.48 plus 0.01x. There's my answer. And then for part B, I want to show my work. So again, I'm going to use that symbol there and show that y hat. So I'm looking for y hat here. Y hat is equal to 10.48 plus 0.01 times 370.9 equals final answer 14.12. And then I want to show that it's degrees Celsius. So degrees Celsius, final answer. Okay. Also, while we're here, I just want to also show you a couple of other common symbols that you'll use in statistics. I'm going to go back to this tab here. So I talked about the y hat. So you're going to use p hat. That's a notation that you're going to use often in this course. Another common one, so p hat stands for your sample proportion. X bar, so here I've got the little symbol with a little bar over it. X bar, that's your sample mean. And then there are a couple of other ones as well. All right, so that's pretty much it. Make sure you save and submit all your answers, and then you're done.